The Wi-Fi seems to be quite busy here. We are live from Brussels at the IEA Global Conference on Energy Efficiency. We are participants here. We are spending quite a lot of hours today in sessions and having an important discussion about the topic of can industries stay competitive and still double global energy efficiency progress by 2030. And I want to run maybe with all of you and might start with you a bit about the conference happening today.
Yes, so my name is Mike Umiker. I'm the Executive Director of the Energy Efficiency Movement, who is the proud partner to the 10th IEA conference here in Brussels. So today we have seen a lot of good insights on how public and private has to collaborate and has to make sure we have long-term policies that support the energy transition. But a key important element is about the financial side. We will come later most likely to speak about.
I want to ask all of you around the table today one quick question to hear your opinion about. What is one single move that would be really double the efficiency by 2030? The company, the private can be.
Yeah, I mean, it's fairly simple. Technology is there. We just have to apply it. If we go to the white goods sector, we know those energy efficiency labels, A, B, C, D. Currently, there is 300 million motors out there. Most are in an F or G. It's very inefficient. If we exchange all of these, we can save 10% of global electricity worldwide.
How is this work?
It shows everywhere that I have sound.
Okay.
It's working.
It's fairly simple.
Sorry.
Okay. So it's a simple move. So we have 300 million electrical motors out there. Most of them are running very inefficient. So technology is already there. The highest energy efficiency motors could basically equal minus 10% of electricity needed worldwide. So if we just go for what we have, we can do it.
For me, I'm Alfa Laval, and I run strategy responsibilities and sustainability for every function. For me, the one thing that can help accelerate energy efficiency is everyone in the value chain pushing for action together. Private, public sector, financial institutions, insurance companies. We're seeing that today here at the conference. So it's really, I'm very optimistic about finding the pushing this direction and creating this urgency.
Yeah, so Thomas here from Alfa Laval. I'm heading up the energy division in the company. If I should mention one thing here, we have ABB addressing the electrification. I would say Alfa Laval is addressing the heating and cooling. So if you look at the energy consumption just in Europe, half of the energy goes to heating and cooling, but also half of that goes to waste heat or inefficiency in the heating and cooling systems. And we have technologies exactly like you described, Erich, that are more modern, up to 50% more efficient, but it's also about sector coupling. So if you take data centers, you convert a lot of electricity into heat, but that heat is not being reused today. It just goes to the sky. And that is too stupid.
So, any question for you also specifically on that, because your company said that cash is tight, okay? And we're talking about finding practical financial solutions. I'm thinking about pay as you save or equipment as a service is working best. What answers can you give enterprises?
So yes, as you say, energy funding is one of the key elements that we have also identified in our latest report. Is the energy efficiency now that we have just released 2 weeks ago. So there it's about also finding new innovative funds. So how can, for example, public funds stimulate private investments, or how can you drive energy as a service? So it's really kind of also stay there innovative, but make sure. Another important element is there is the financial institution, they want to have a security, a de-risking. So also the insurance side has to be included as well in this whole equation.
Thomas, what is the single change on the plant floor and factory right now? They can both slash energy bills and boost the competitiveness.
So I think there are two things. So if you look at a refinery or petrochemical or pulp and paper plant, they have a lot of excess heat, but they have also a lot of old installed base. So you can replace that with more modern technologies. That's one thing. and they can recover the heat and reuse at the site. But then the sector coupling I mentioned before with data centers, that is equally important in the process industry, where you can say, I have waste heat here, who can use it, so that you don't have energy being produced somewhere else, you can just use it between two companies.
Great question for you. Because we're talking about today about the need for some collaborations to make it happen. Could you please name one real-world collaboration, companies, governments, of course, that need to be the partners that deliver a measurable boost in energy efficiency?
Yes, I can. So we just recently collaborated with the CERN, the European Center for Nuclear Research, and there we did an energy efficiency appraisal. Several hundred motors we looked in. And the most efficient motor we found was actually a motor that was driving up 64% of energy efficiency savings potential. The payback is 60 days. There is a lot of opportunities out there. That's true partnership. So we are now basically working with CERN to exchange about 100 motors, and there is way more to come. So that's really technology.
Very good.
Building on that, another example from one of our customers in India, we partnered with them to deliver the most efficient motor, over 99% efficiency, with an ROI of 3 months, and millions of savings in operating and marketing costs for the customer. So that is a lot.
From here, policy, a bit about the government's.
Yes. The most important aspects from the policy perspective is we have good regulatory frameworks at EU levels. Each country needs to now design an implementation plan that is simple, reliable, and stable. We cannot look changing basically in here. That has delayed investments by some sectors. So stable, simple policy at country level.
Very much for you. The report that was published recently by the movement is trying to identify 4 priority actions taken. Can you tell us a bit about the priorities and maybe from you a bit more about investing about a bit about the money? Here's the examples from our colleagues here. A bit more about that.
Yeah, I think a key takeaway from there is really kind of, yes, there are barriers, internal barriers that we have observed, but at the same time, also solutions. So we have interviewed dozens of companies. We have done surveys across the globe where we have a very good feedback received, what works and what doesn't. I think one of the 3 elements that I would like to mention here is that we making energy efficiency as a strategic priority. It helps as well if you have dedicated budgets to drive energy efficient progress within your own installation. So you don't have to debate with CapEx versus OpEx. And the third is as well to make it a strategic lever at an organization level. So include it into a C-level commitment or priority, and then bring it throughout the organization.
Antonio, just a question for you. We are the IEA Global Conference on Energy Efficiency. About the movement, if you can say a few words as part of it.
So the movement was started in 2021, transitioned then into great independence between ABB and Alfa Laval. So those are the co-founder of it. And we have reached today 600 organizations across the globe, equally around a third in Europe, in the Americas, and in Asia. And we really do basically 3 things: sharing best practices, fostering the collaboration, and enabling the training. And we have large corporate companies with us. So we have Microsoft, we have Sulci, we have Flowserve, Philfinger, and so on. And this is a good community to collaborate. From the question that you had about the importance of collaboration. And we are the strong voice of industry as well towards certain institutions like the IEA.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Gregor. I know you are in Russia to go to your next meeting today. Thank you for joining us today. The recording of this conversation and the final one we managed to do is going to be on our LinkedIn, YouTube, and X accounts. So please watch us and join us for our next live streams. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Shay. Thank you.
Thank you.